like to perform?
It's part of what I do, yeah.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
more specifically,
Musician.
what do you do? Okay, cool. So, what do you like about that?
About performing?
Yeah.
It's a way to express myself that otherwise isn't available to
Yeah.
normal consciousness,
Yeah.
normal living. You're on some kind of platform, some type of elevated place in which you're able to be a very different type of being,
Yeah.
consciously, spiritually, emotionally, and let the music take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are there specific things that you can think of, like specific emotions that you've been able to express through music that you haven't been able to express through other outlets?
Through other outlets, writing is very much similar. Being engaged with good conversation is very much similar.
Oh, yeah.
But there is something very different about the art of music, which shuts all that off, and you have to go with it. Whether it's melancholy, whether it's anger, whether it's even an increased inner dialogue, like jazz, very fast lines, things that are very well orchestrated, very well phrased.
Yeah.
It winds up being a very articulated phrase and a condition of life.
Yeah.
But that is very hard to attain. Only the really true developed individuals can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could jerk around on rock and roll.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between Brahmsian lines and
Yeah. There's
other things.
there's expressing the easy, coarse, high-level emotions, and then there's the more getting the point across exactly the way you want it with all the subtleties and everything, and they're two very different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a musician myself. So what got you into music?
Oh, I would say my mom. When I was 6, you want to play piano? I played piano as a little girl. Okay, sure. So it started from there. Just, having the opportunity to have lessons, even though I didn't know anything about it. It was just, here is something to do. Okay. And then eventually things started spinning of their own accord.
So did she give you the opportunity to do it, or did she make you do it?
No, she gave me the opportunity, yeah.
Okay.
Now, she gave the opportunity to my younger brother, and he was like, nope, ain't going to do it. I see the hell that my older brother went through.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to practice. I hated it when I was a little kid. I was like, I didn't want to sit there. I'd rather be playing video games or outside playing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I managed to keep enough discipline to keep going. Yeah.
So
I'd say my mom got me into it.
Cool.
Yeah. Even though I don't come from a musical family, and my mom did stuff when she was a little girl, but the course of life, she didn't keep up with it. But it was passed on to me.
So have you had a pretty good relationship with your mother?
Halfway fair to middling.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we talk. We're cordial. It ain't really like truly adult. I'm still her little kid.
Yeah.
And no matter what I do, it will never be something that makes her feel like consonant with what it means to be an expression of our total genealogy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Do you ever wish your relationship was different?
Sure, but it is what it is, and the wishing is not really pertinent.
Yeah.
I try and make it what it is, despite all the problems that are present.
Yeah, work towards what you want, but don't just go, oh, I wish I had this. Now I'm going to eat my pizza.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you describe the impact you've seen on other people through your music?
As education and a form of hidden spiritual effect. I've had quite a number of people come up to me at the oddest times, at the oddest places, that just are able to encapsulate exactly what I'm doing. Wow, you are really trying to enlighten the world with your music. Maybe playing a Beethoven sonata, maybe playing my own stuff, may just be jamming.
Yeah.
But a couple times people have just intuited what my actual conscious mentations consist of, why I do what I do.
Yeah.
It's not just to rock and roll and have fun, but there's a very definitive spiritual purpose for it. And when those people come up and have articulated that, it's always left me with a little bit of like, wow, you caught that. That's proof that something's working.
That's got to be a pretty amazing moment.
I guess so. Most of the time I'm too shocked to be able to articulate it myself, and
Yeah.
it's just, okay,
That's
but
why you got
just keep
music.
going.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Right. Yeah. But that's the most
Yeah.
purposeful I feel in action, living, doing that, and all the work that goes into it, all the countless hours of practicing and
Yeah.
studying, so that you get to the point where then all of a sudden something could be kindled and released in others. Yeah. So yeah, that would be the core of it.
Cool. So bringing it back today, what's been on your mind today?
Oh, what does it mean to be human? What is
Now
what is a human?
That is an interesting question.
That's been on my mind all day. The past couple days have been one of journey and travel for us.
Yeah.
We've come many, good 1,000+ miles, and clearing out of the standard day-to-day routine. First time in this area of the country for me, so I'm being hit by all the realities of people and the environment and the architecture and the colors and the feel and the air, and I'm just letting it all wash over, and still also very much aware of my inner core and how it's being impacted.
Yeah.
And through it all, it's like, well, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be connected to this technology that
Yeah.
allows for so much, but yet at the same time is, as I see it, removing our humanity, our ability to
Yeah.
engage and be
Yeah, it
normal
definitely
and
can.
real,
It
right?
definitely
Especially
can.
now with all the mask covering and everything is just
Yeah. It sucks. It really
veils between the real.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on what it is to be human?
An expression of divine consciousness, which is and can be always growing, but it can also be stagnant and silenced. So to be human is to always ask, what does it mean to be human? How am I being right now?
Yeah.
Man in search of himself.
Yeah. I can see that. Like, I mean, there's no way to know for sure, but I really don't think dogs ever ask themselves, what is it to be a dog?
No, yeah, they just are, right?
Yeah.
No, no, but we're not. Yeah, we have Buddha nature, and we can ask. And woe to those who never ask.
Yeah.
Here I am on this trip. I'm trying to experience a genuine expansion. And the only way I can do that is to look at my assumptions, ask the hard questions, face my own emotions, what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It's the only way. And it's all good. It's all.
Yeah.
There's moments of tension. There's moments of curiosity, but everything it generates its own self.
Yeah, it can be hard to face those assumptions because you're facing those assumptions with the same mind that holds them, and there's no objective way to analyze it. You can try to separate from your feelings and be somewhat successful, but you can never completely do it.
Yeah, I think the criteria is that you keep doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're 40, 80,
Yeah.
or 2,000 years old. I mean, you
Yeah.
know,
I think some
it
people,
keeps going.
Yeah, I think some people think that at some point they either should have the answers to life or they do, and in either case, it never really goes well. You have to keep learning. You can't stop.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, I'll sit down and talk to you. I'm sure someone wants to ask me what I think. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll play that game. No, that is wonderful. Open yourself up to the experience, and you never know what's going to come.
Oh yeah. So, sounds like you think about rather philosophical things quite often. Is that right?
The unexamined life is not worth living.
So have you had have you had any recent epiphanies that you could share with us?
Recent epiphanies. Well, I could say I could be potted and cliche and say that every day is an epiphany, but that's really not the definition of epiphany, which is the manifestation of a divinity. And that has happened not as much as the slow, steady re-trajectory of alignment. That's the work, right? You know, waking up and being grateful, being curious and inquisitive, that takes time to reorient yourself every day and constantly look anew at yourself. And it can be very bland and prosaic. But doing so, eventually you then arrive at epiphany, arrive at some kind of manifestation of divinity.
Yeah.
So that's the hard work. When I was younger and not even knowing, being tossed to the world, sure, I'll try this drug, sure, I'll go on this trip, sure, I'll experience this experience, and then something happens, and you know, somehow you're blessed with an opportunity to see yourself in the world through new eyes.
Yeah. Yes, most of life is about, it's a marathon, not instant gratification, but everything you've got to work towards gradually.
Which is how I approach the music. Yeah, it would be nice and lovely to every day just have everything just go perfect. Like, oh my God, the music just came through me. It don't work that way at all.
But then again, I mean, if it was that way, how much would that really mean to you when you finally pull it off?
If you could just pull off out of your hat every day, right? But that's what makes the journey worth it. You're striving to get there, to attain that magical state of, wow, artistic perfection. I think it's the same way with spiritual, philosophical progression. You're not going to be perfect one day, but you strive for a Zen state of being progressively. And then you look back and like, oh, I've been here a long time, with a continuance of consciousness and experience that you can then impart to others and share and still grow from. So epiphanies, nothing that's outside myself. I would describe them as just inner, pulling out the inner thorns of self-interest, self-love, self-conceit. Like, that doesn't fit me. I know what I need to overcome. Which itself is a long journey to know. I need to work on that. Right? Like practicing. Like I can sit down and this is good and good, but then many years later I'm like, no, I still don't have this passage right. Why don't it? Because I'm not going slow enough. Because I'm not focused enough. So you turn in on yourself, go slower, meditate with things. And it can be very torturous, no matter where you are. I mean, you could be 100 years old, and if it's something you're just now starting, and it could be like a very displeasing condition to your being. But if you keep at it, next thing you know, you evolve very quickly, which is what all true masters have done. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried.
You don't. A lot of times when you see your idols, you don't see all the times they've failed.
No, you don't see their BRoll. You see other people's A-roll or what they put on display. Like, that's pretty good, but you don't see the backside.
So what would you say is your life's goal? What's something that you constantly work towards, that you center everything around?
The achievement of unity with divinity. Finding that within myself, which I know is already here, like it is for everybody, but it's the work and effort of uncovering it, which is the path. That is the way, and very few people start on it. And that is something that only each individual can do for his or herself. Hence, the unexamined life is not worth living. But that just is one compartmentalized universe. Okay, great. Wow, I'm enlightened. I know all this wonderful jazz. But what do you do with that? Right? It's got to be applied. It's got to be activated. It's got to be gifted. It's got to be a reinterpreted, a reintegration into the surrounding life. And that's where my personal individual consciousness and my life experience individually as a singular human being just so happened to have been music and the philosophical combination thereof. And of course, becoming a better person every day and learning how to love, learning how to connect with those I know and those I don't know.
Here's a heck of a question for you. How do you love?
By looking at my immediate reaction to how I feel. If something bothers me, well, what's in me that causes that condition? If something really fills me with just immediate awe and wonder, why am I already like that? What allows me to perceive that? So it's an engagement with self as it's related to everything that I'm engaging with. You know, talking to you as someone who is asking deep questions, meaningful questions. This is a confluence of decades of, you know, each of our paths coming together right here. Never been to Boulder, Colorado before, but here I am, and here I am sitting having this conversation. Is that love? It is in all the different ways that you can perceive it.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you think about it, because I'm not from here either. I'm just here for a few days.
Ditto, right? Yeah, we'll be heading back to Georgia tomorrow, so you know, take every opportunity as you can.
Well, I think I'll call that a wrap. Thanks for talking to me.
Indeed.
Have a wonderful day.
Indeed. Thank you for asking.
How about you? You want to go?
Yes, you should go. Yeah, come on. You too.